Hey everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is RetroDog34 and in this week's video we're doing something a little bit different. I decided to play a different type of game, and that's Red Dead Online. And so I wanted to give some tips to new players and what to expect from this game. This game's been out for a while. This game is from a huge studio, and if you've never played Red Dead Online, it comes from the same studio that's did Grand Theft Auto. It's very similar, except this takes place in the Wild West, so it's in that type of gameplay. Now, the interesting thing about this is how you go about playing. This is very much a online type of game. This is kind of a MMO-ish, where you can interact with other players. You can interact with the environment. You have quests. You have skills. You have other things in the game. I've been playing this for about two weeks, 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks now straight. I've really enjoyed it. It's very, very interesting in how you interact with things and the quests that are set up for you to complete in the game. One of the things I definitely recommend is to do the tutorial. I decided to jump in the game and not do the tutorial at all. That's typically something I've always done, is just jump into the game and skip the tutorial and just kind of figure out the game as I go through it. It has a bunch of different things in it. It's got a online store. It's got a catalog that you can order stuff from. It's got food. It's a huge inventory system in your backpack, so it's not like it's going to overburden you. So it's not things that you have to worry about too much. There's little achievements that you can get done in the game, but there's 5 tips I really want to give you guys, especially if you're thinking about jumping into a new MMO or a new type of game, right? So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so number 1, save your gold. So you're going to go ahead and start the game. They're going to go ahead and give you quests to do things, right? Do the storyline in the online game. Do the storyline. You'll get gold for doing it. Save that gold. Don't go in and do what I did and buy like the cosmetic stuff. I know that's end game. I know that's really, truthfully, that is end game if anybody's ever played any type of MMO out there. Cosmetics are truly end game content. So one of the things that this game does is it presents that right up front. So you could literally start buying some of those cosmetic features with using gold bars. The problem comes down to, and I'm not dissuading anything against Rockstar, it's just when you're working so hard to get gold nuggets in this game or gold bars in this game, don't go and spend them right away. Wait and save them up, because there's a huge thing in this game. They're called roles, and that's something I want to talk about in the next part. Is roles are really important. You use that gold from earning in game on the storyline quest to help you get more money in this game. So without those roles, you're just going to run daily quests and do stuff and turn in. You're not going to get a whole lot more out of it. So by having these different roles, and that's something I'll talk about in a second, is this kind of like broadens out the game quite a bit more. And that's kind of what I've experienced from playing in the last couple of weeks, is once you start getting these roles and the different roles, it kind of opens the game up even more. So let's get into the type of roles that this game has. All right, so roles, right? In this, if you think about roles, they're like your jobs in other MMOs. They're like if you want to become a crafter, if you want to become a somebody that makes potions, or somebody that is researching spells, right? You have in a bunch of different MMOs, they have a bunch of different classes or skills or things that you can do in the game. This is no different. They have different abilities or different things that you can do, and we're going to go ahead and talk about a couple of those right now. All right, so the first one up is Trader. It costs 15 gold bars, and this is key of the reason why I was telling you to save your gold bars. Don't spend them just yet. It costs 15 gold bars. So the trader's role is essential for 2 reasons. One, your camp upgrades and access to the Moonshiner role. That's something I'll talk about. That's another of the classes that you could do. So you can get a stew pot to feed you and your posse. That's something that you can get in this game. And weapons and a locker store for all your guns. You can even get a dog you can train to warn you of thieves in your camp. The role itself is the most straightforward in this whole game, right? You kill an animal, you turn it into crypts. He goes ahead, and as you get more and more, it becomes sellable products. And obviously what you're going to do is take that stuff to the market basically and sell it. Here's the thing though. You will get attacked by the game itself. The AI will come and attack you as you're traveling, just like any of the other quests that you do in the game. So you definitely want to try to make sure that you do either the short one or the long one. You'll get more money by doing the longer one, but the short one, you still get quite a bit of money. The problem comes down to is it's not a great money maker, but you have to have it if you want to open up the Moonshiner, and that's something we'll talk about right now. So when we think about the Moonshiner, this one costs 25 gold, plus the 15 gold to start the trader. So right now, so we've already invested the original 15 just to get Crypt's trader, right? Now we got to do another 25 gold. Again, this is something that we need to hold on to. We need to get those gold bars, right? So the Moonshiner's role is the closest to an idle moneymaker you could get in the Red Dead Online, right? So it's far less active than the trader role, but the returns are so much greater and faster. This role you'll see by helping Maggie regain her throne as the Shine Queen of the Wild West. You also get a cool shack, not quite a house, but truthfully, I've seen one of my friends' houses in the game. This thing is actually really cool. You'll have like a little bar, you'll have a little saloon, you have a little area to brew your moonshine. It's actually really, really cool what they did with it. Moonshine is easy to produce, requiring only items you can buy in a general store and some common berries, right? So it's not a whole lot of effort to put into the game. You could do it in 30-60 minutes. That's great. And then you get to go around and turn it in and get a huge profit, a far better profit than you would with the trader. Not saying the trader's not bad. The trader's really good, especially when you're first starting out. But to unlock the Moonshine, you have to have the trader. So this is why I said save those gold bars and save those gold nuggets so you can hopefully save up to get these. All right, so next up is Bounty Hunter. It costs 15 gold bars plus an additional 15 for the prestigious license. Okay, so Bounty Hunter is probably the closest thing you're going to find as far as like if you've ever watched any of the old Western movies. Bounty Hunter is literally that. So being a bounty hunter feels like it's the most authentic to the Red Dead Online series, right? There's endless bounties to be carried out along with your friends. So if you have a friend, creating a posse also costs, I think if I remember correctly, a 4-man posse costs about $200 in the game. You can get all the way up, if I remember correctly, 7. So I've never played this type of game before, so this is kind of where I'm at. I've only been playing this for a couple weeks now. So you can earn or lose honor depending on how you choose to deal with your targets. So you could, like the bounty say, dead or alive, right? So if you bring them in dead, you're going to get less money. If you bring them in alive, that's going to be great. Is going to be giving you more money. Here's the problem, though. This is something I found by playing with a lot of our friends in the posse. Is Rockstar did a weird type of timer. So the faster you turn it in, your bounty, the less money you get. The longer it takes you to complete the bounty, the more money you get. If you do keep them alive, then you're going to get a lot more money. So in essence, it feels like it's a time sink. In a lot of MMOs, they do these built-in time sinks. This is one of those time sinks. I don't think it was actually, produced correctly. I think it's a complete waste of time. I personally, it's not my favorite. I would rather just turn it in, just do a quick kill, bring them in, bring them back dead, and just keep doing it over and over, faster and faster. I think that would actually return my profit margins or return on investment a lot faster than I would just trying to beat out the clock and turning it in. I don't know. I got to do the math on this and I got to figure this out. But right now, bounties is fun. It is great. It's some quick, Western type stuff. So it's a great addition to the game. So that would be my next one to get. All right. So now we have the collector role. This one is great for players who have you see every single inch of the world Rockstar has created, right? So you want to see everything in the game. It's similar to the Naturalist, and we'll talk about that after this one. It requires you to collect and trade in sets of items. You'll be looking for antiques, alcohol, wildflowers, old arrowheads, cards, you name it. It's all different types of things that you're going to find in the game. The best thing about this role is how passive it is. You can accidentally get loads of items just from looting enemies. So this is one of the things that you want to do in this game, and that's going to be one of my big hints for this, and one of my tips is loot everything. So that actually helps with the collector role. If you loot somebody, guess what? You might end up getting a collector's item, and that helps with this role. All right, so next up is the Naturalist. This one costs 25 gold. As you can see, this is actually quite expensive type of game, especially when you're thinking about what you want to do in this game. So if you're trying to get all these roles, it's going to be quite a bit of money. So you're going to have to either save up or buy in-game gold from Rockstar. But the Naturalist, it's a great role if you want to earn some easy money without having to slaughter countless animals. Now, I have friends that don't like to go hunting and so they're a little passive as far as like wanting to kill an animal, right? And I get that. I understand that. But in this role helps you with that. It resolves that whole sadistic feel about killing animals and slaughtering them just to turn in for money. All right, so the role is fun because it makes you stop and search for animals you would normally ignore. So like rabbits, frogs, toads, wolves, badgers, stuff like that, right? And birds, all types of birds, right? So basically, you're going to go to Harriet, and you can carry 5 samples from each animal, so you can collect them without having to make trips back to Harriet every few animals like you do with the trader. Remember, with the trader, you can only carry so much. If you have, if you kill 2 buffalo, you can only carry 2 of them. So 1 on your horse and 1 on you. That's it. Unless you have a wagon, and then that's completely different. That's something I haven't figured out in the game yet because I'm not quite there. But this, again, from a news player perspective, you're only going to be able to carry 2 large at any given time. If you carry a bunch of smalls, you're only going to be carrying so many of those small and mediums before you have to make it back to the trader. With the Naturalist, you can carry up to 5 right off the bat and make it easier for you to collect and turn in. So again, things to think about. Naturalist would probably be my last role to pick up in this game, only because it's one of those that it's not going to make me a whole lot of money. But the one thing I did like about it is it gives you a book. And in that book is, if for those out there that like to, for achievement hunters, right? Like myself, this actually created an achievement hunting catalog for me. Now I want to go and find every animal in the game, and that way I could track them down. So if you're an achievement hunter like myself, and some of you guys have played with me, this is a huge one for me. I'm looking forward to actually trying to clear this in the game. All right, so number 3. So this is tip number 3, your horse. Don't forget, you have to take care of your horse. You need to feed it. You need to brush it, so get a brush as soon as you can. You also need to make sure that it's insured. Insure your horse. Please insure your horse. You can also service it by going to any of the stables. That way you could go ahead and make sure that everything is updated. You can also upgrade your horse. And I don't mean like upgrade. You can actually, horse insurance and horse care package is what I mean by the upgrades. So there's certain things that you can do for your horse. The biggest thing is don't ride your horse until it's a little lightning bolt on it. And once you get that little lightning bolt to start going too far, your horse starts to get upset with you. Just like any animal, just make sure that you're trying to treat your horse, because it's going to take care of you in the game. It's your main transportation in the game. You're going to have to feed it. You're going to have to take care of it. So make sure you take care of your horse. So tip number 4, cook and loot. What I mean by this is you're going to go ahead and you're picking up one of your rolls, your collector roll, right? And you're going to kill buffaloes, you're going to kill deer, you're going to kill wolves, right? Cook that meat. Kill everything. If you kill it and turn it in that skin, go ahead and cook up that meat. That way you always have a huge amount of food on you at any given time. Also make sure you have weapon oil, so that your gun oil, always make sure you have enough of that on you. Also loot everything you see. If you see an empty building, walk into it. If you see an empty desk and you see stuff on it, try to collect it. There is a lot of stuff that you can collect in this game, so definitely check it. Check to see if you can pick it up. If you can pick it up, loot it and be able to use it for some type of thing in the game. I haven't quite figured out everything, but you might be able to craft with it. You might be able to turn it in for the collector role. You might be able to use it for something else, a storyline, maybe story quest in it. I haven't figured that out. I might look into that, but there's a lot of stuff that you want to do. So just loot everything. If you kill somebody, loot them. You might get 11 cents. You might get 9 cents. I mean, there's always money laying around on dead bodies that you're killing, especially when you're doing the bounties. Just make sure you don't kill the main bounty unless you're doing the dead or alive and you're doing the dead and you want them dead anyways. No big deal. But if you're trying to do the live portion of the bounties, then you want to kill everybody else around the person that you're trying to apprehend and loot those bodies. Might as well tie up your bounty, tie them up, knock them out, and then loot away. That way you know that you can go ahead and do that. But definitely loot and cook everything that you can in this game. All right, last up, number 5, defensive mode. All right, so this is weird about this game. It sets the world into a PvE, PvP type of world. And when you do this, you need to figure out how you want to play. One of my tips for new players is go into defensive mode. And you can find that under the player menu and go down onto online play and change yourself from offensive to defensive. That way you could go ahead and limit the griefing that's going to happen in this type of world. Remember, this world is a PvE, PvP type of world. So meaning that you can get shot at by a random player. So a random player can come up to you and just go ahead and cap you. It's gonna happen. There's griefers out there. This is the internet, and this is the type of game that you're jumping into, right? So it's not like a typical MMO where you have PvP servers and you have PvE servers and they're split. No, this world sets you into both and you're going to have to deal with it. If this is the type of game that you want to play, and truthfully, I'm having a blast at this. I set myself to be a defensive player. So that way, one, they won't be able to target you. So in this game, there's instant targeting. So the AI helps you with targeting. When you go defensive, that targeting is hindered for them. So they're not going to be able to target you very well. A lot of players don't understand how to use typical, like if you play first-person shooters, their targeting might not be as accurate as if they play a lot of first-person shooters, then their targeting is going to be great. But in this game, the targeting assist helps a lot of players already, so they're not going to be able to target you very well. Second bonus that you get from defensive is you get a lot more health. If I remember correctly, what's going to happen is you take less damage. So they're going to have to try to kill you with more explosives, like dynamite, sticks of dynamite. And sometimes even a stick of dynamite thrown at you is not going to kill you. So they might have to invest in more. So the investment from a griefer is going to be substantially higher to try to kill a defensive player instead of an offensive player. So when you think about that from a griefing standpoint, that's something you definitely want to, if you're jumping in this and you're brand new, that's definitely something you might want to take a look at. Go ahead and set yourself up for a defensive play. Hopefully that helps. All right, so these are my 5 tips for new players that are jumping into Red Dead Online. This is a great game. It's really kind of cool, especially if you've grown up with like watching Western movies with your grandfather, like I did. It's just kind of one of those things that kind of gives you a reminisce feel about a world where, you know, the wild wild west was really happening, right? So you get to, you know, ride a wagon train, you get to go out and hunt buffalo, you get to go hunt you know, deer, you can go hunt a bear if you want to, or if you want, you could be a naturalist in this and just kind of like track animals and, you know, different type of herbs and stuff like that. Or like I mentioned earlier, you could be a moonshiner and just make moonshine all the time, right? There's different things that you could do in this game, and that's kind of one of the things that's kind of intriguing about it. Now, this is not to say, and most of you follow my channel already, I'm not giving up on Elder Scrolls Online. I just needed kind of like a break. I've been playing that game for God, what, going on 5 years now. I wanted to try a different game on the weekends, and this is kind of the game that I fell into. This is, again, an MMO-ish type of game where I get to play a different type of character and different way of playing. So I don't think I'm going to be a good guy in this, because I don't know, there's sometimes I just want to go and, you know, hunt down the bad guy and shoot him instead of bringing them to justice, right? So that's definitely something I'm taking a look at. The game is really expansive. There's a lot of stuff getting added to this all the time, though there's a lot of players on this. If you're playing on the Xbox, it's free to play. Just go ahead and check it out. If you're on PlayStation or PC, you're gonna have to pick it up. I think I actually bought it for like $10. It wasn't expensive. I got it on sale, so it's a great game to check out. If you're looking for something different, this is the game I would definitely recommend. I have a lot of people in the community that are looking for a different game other than Elder Scrolls. This is the one that I'm definitely recommend it to them. This is a great game. It's a lot of fun, especially when you have friends that you can posse up with and do quests and bounty hunts with. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, and hopefully this helps. Like always, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, definitely hit that now. It definitely helps out my channel and the YouTube algorithm. And also hit that bell notification to get notified when I do a new video upload. I try to get them out on Mondays at 10 o'clock. That way you guys can go ahead and my videos become very predictable as far as viewing. Also, if you want to, you can definitely follow me over at twitch.tv/RetroDog34, and you can follow me on Instagram, where I do daily uploads and YouTube and Instagram clips of my gameplays. You can follow me over there at my gamer tag at RetroDog34, and you can also follow me on TikTok, where I do more different type of posts, and I do different type of game clips over there. Also, you can follow me over there at the same gamer tag at RetroDog34. If you're on Xbox and you want to play either Elder Scrolls Online, or you're looking to play Red Dead Online, you could definitely hit me up and follow me on Xbox over on my gamer tag at RetroDog34. So, like always, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video and look forward to grouping up. If you want, you could definitely jump into the Discord. That link will be down in the description below. That way you guys could join the community. That is definitely, it's actually grown quite a bit in the last couple months. So definitely jump in there and chat away about the different type of games that you're looking to play, especially with the new games coming out next year. Like always, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, and happy adventuring in either Elder Scrolls Online or Red Dead Online.